side of things. Obviously, men's basketball opens the season with an exhibition game on Monday, November 10th, 7 p.m. against Montevallo. We will not have a media session before the Montevallo game just because of the timing of the football and everything like that. So this will be it for that, unfortunately. But and if you have not applied yet for credentials online, please do so. I'll start going through and processing those by the end of this week. So with that, obviously we're joined by head coach Anthony Grant and senior guards Levi Randolph and Rodney Cooper. So same routine as always. We'll go ahead and begin with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll take questions. If you have a question, just raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. So go ahead, Coach.
Well, welcome everybody. It's good to see you all again. Obviously, that means basketball season's right around the corner. So we're excited. You know, I'm really pleased with the work that our guys have put in the off season. You know, since the season ended, these guys have really, you know, on and off the floor, you know, showed great dedication, you know, throughout the summer. We've had all our guys here all summer working hard in the weight room, on the court to get better. Obviously, you know, we also had Levi Randolph graduate this summer, so certainly proud of that. But so far here in the preseason, you know, we've been able to get some things done on the court. Obviously, we're a week away from opening the season up with our first game next Monday, exhibition against Montevallo, and then the following Friday, we open the regular season up. So really looking forward to, I know they are, getting some outside competition outside of playing ourselves. I think the preseason for us has been good. Really been pleased with the leadership that our guys have shown. Levi Randolph was unanimously voted as the team captain this year, and I think he's shown great leadership from that standpoint. But I think we also have a lot of other guys that have been able to step up and provide great leadership. Rodney Cooper is another guy. Both these guys came in, seems like yesterday, you know, but you know, these guys are going into their senior year, and I think just everything that they've been through from the struggles of last year to, you know, as freshmen being a part of a team that went to the NCAA tournament and everything in between that. I think these guys bring valuable experience and leadership to our team, along with another guy in Retno Basahan, who's a fourth-year junior for us. I think we've got a nice blend of veteran leadership and youth. I think that adds a level of skill and depth to our team. So we're looking forward to the upcoming campaign of the season, and just looking forward to getting started. So we'll go ahead and open it up to questions.
If you have a question, just raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you, please. Start with Cecil, and then we'll go over to you.
For Coach, could you just talk about the physical development in Jimmy and Michael, and whether they're going to be enough to carry the inside game for you this season?
Well, you know, just in terms of their development, you know, Jimmy walked in last year as a somewhat green freshman and got thrown to the wolves, so to speak. Obviously, having to play the center position in the SEC certainly was a learning experience for him. But I thought over the course of the season, got a lot better, and I thought we all saw growth in Jimmy over the course of the season. With that experience, I think he'll be that much better, just having gone through that. But certainly, he's physically put on some weight. I think really developed as a basketball player, both offensively and defensively, in terms of his understanding of what's required. Mike Kessens, you know, set out last year after playing his freshman year at Longwood. I think Mike was able to take advantage of that year by being able to practice, you know, work on the physical aspect in terms of gaining weight and strength. And I thought, you know, last year he added a level of skill to our practices every day. And just the fact that, like Ricky Tarrant, he was able to kind of learn our terminology, learn the system, I think will certainly help both of those guys in terms of helping us in what we need in the front court.
You have some new faces and a new assistant coach. What's going to look different about this team on the court? I guess maybe schematically, or what kind of differences are you hoping to see offensively?
Well, you know, I think that's tough to predict what's going to happen, you know, over the course of the season. We try to take it, you know, one day at a time, one practice at a time, one game at a time as we prepare. But, you know, Reggie Witherspoon is the coach that you're referencing that we added. 14 years as a head coach at the University of Buffalo. I think first and foremost, just a great person. I think a guy that has added a lot of value from a coaching standpoint, from a coach-to-player relationship. He's got a great basketball mind. I think has really been able to to impart some of that to our players in terms of understanding what we've got to do both offensively and defensively. I think brings a lot of ideas for myself and our staff. So I think just the difference there in terms of what he brings, I think has been really, really good. I think, certainly we've got some new faces as well in terms of players. I like the mix that we've got.
This question is for Levi and Rodney. What was your major point of emphasis during the off-season to improve your game?
I think this summer, in the off-season, our biggest thing was the mental side of the game. Just trying to overcome adversity and to be able to play through different situations. So, when adversity hits, you have to be strong. You have to have, it's not about the talent or anything else, about, what's in between your ears. So, just trying to stay focused and overcoming adversity, I think.
Basically the same thing Levi said. Like he said, we always say be comfortable being uncomfortable. So that was our main focus, basically on the mental side of the game.
I guess health-wise, how are you guys going into this exhibition game?
Well, we're not at full strength. We've got a few guys that have been banged up. Nothing that we don't think will be long-term, but certainly I think we've got 9 scholarship guys that are healthy in terms of being able to practice. In terms of the veterans, we've got obviously Coop, Levi, Dakota Slaughter, who's a scholarship guy for us. Those guys are our veterans. In terms of younger guys, Jimmy, Shannon, John Gibson, another one of our walk-ons, and then we've got our 4 freshmen right now. So Ricky, Mike Kessens, and Retin Obasahan are still in the process of trying to get 100% where we can get them back on the court. The thing I told our guys, obviously you don't want guys out missing practice time and being injured, but at the same time it gives our younger guys an opportunity to gain some valuable experience. It puts our veterans in a position where they're they understand the importance of their voices being heard, of the leadership that they can provide in helping our younger guys. And at the end of the day, if we can get our younger guys to develop and understand what's going to be required out of them when those other guys do get back to the court, I think it'll just make us a better team.
Coach, you have, I believe, 7 newcomers. Can you give me a skill that maybe each one might provide to the team to contribute to the well-being, to being a better team this year?
7 newcomers?
6, counting 2 transfers.
Okay. Well, obviously Ricky Tarrant and Michael Kessens are both guys with collegiate experience. So I think, first and foremost, anytime you can add some veterans to your team, I think that makes a big difference. Obviously, Ricky, being a point guard, got a chance to go against Trevor Relaford last year every day in practice. And I think, just that experience of going against an all-conference guard, in the SEC, I think certainly helped him. He's a hard worker. I think he's proven in terms of what he brings to the table. Mike Kessens is a guy that we already talked about in terms of adding size and skill, and a physicality in terms of in the front court. And then our 4 freshmen, Justin Coleman, Devin Mitchell, Riley Norris, and Jeff Garrett. Those 4 guys, the thing I've been most impressed with them is from day one when they walked on campus, they came in with the attitude that they wanted to be sponges. They wanted to learn. I think they've been willing to be led by our veteran guys, willing to be coached by our coaching staff. But at the same time, they come in with a confidence and a competitiveness. I think that's added another dimension to our team. Because those guys, they come in with a high skill level, and I think they bring an edge, so to speak, with them, which I think is good.
Okay.
For Levi and Coop, you guys have both had some great individual performances. How important is it to be more consistent as you go into your senior year?
Consistency is a big part of the game, and I think, like we said before, it just comes with the mental side of it. To be able to do things night in and night out, you have to be strong mentally. You have to know that your hard work and preparation have led you to be successful. Stick to our identity, and I think we can be consistent.
Like Levi said, we just need to be consistent. And, like the mental side of the game, that's what we've been working on. And it's just that we got to keep going hard every day. And that's all I have.
Coach, could you talk about your non-conference schedule leading up to conference play, trying to build up your resume as, possible postseason?
Yeah, well, I think in today's day and age, you look at, it used to be a time where you could kind of work yourself into playing your best basketball once you got to conference play. I think in today's day and age, what you do in the non-conference is really important. I think when you look at our league, I think, last year we had 2 teams in our league that made the Final Four. A third team in our league was maybe a possession or 2 away from being in the Elite 8. But yet, the perception of the league is that it's not as strong as maybe some other leagues. And I think some of that is because of the way our league has performed in the non-conference. So one of the things that we've tried to do is challenge ourselves with the non-conference. Last year we had, I think, anywhere from 4th to 7th, depending on who you listen to, toughest non-conference schedule in the country. And at the end of the day, you want to compete against the best. And now the next challenge is you got to be able to go beat the best. So for us, that's the thing that we try to put in front of our guys. Last year we had opportunities against some teams that ended up being really, really good. And I think, outside of maybe a possession or 2 here or there that may go our way, like Levi and Cooper talking about, having that mental toughness to stick with it when adversity hits, or maybe individual things aren't going well for you. Building those habits, I think that's where we feel like that's the next step for us as a program. So I'm excited about the schedule that we have in front of us. I think when you look at, I think we've got our first 2 games against Towson and we playing second? Western Carolina. I think those 2 games will be good tests for us here at home, and then we play Southern Miss in the 3rd game, and they've had outstanding success over the last several years. That'll be a great challenge for us, and then we go on the road as a part of the CBE Classic in Kansas City, where we're playing Iowa State in Big 12 country. That's a great first road game for us to kind of see what it's like in terms of being away from home, and then we'll play either Maryland or Arizona State the next night. So those would be great tests for us. We come back home and we've got a slate of home games, and then we go to I think Xavier or Wichita State, 2 of the tougher places to play on the road, 2 true road games for us. So I think you look at, for us, we've been able to have a pretty good amount of success here at home. These 2 guys over the course of their careers have won over 80% of their home games. I think over 85% of their conference home games. So we've had a lot of success at home. What we've got to be able to do is have that mental toughness now to go on the road and get some of those tough wins. And I think just the schedule we put together, we hope that it challenges us where we can bring out the best in us, and that's what these guys are working toward here all summer and as we approach the season.
Speaking of that early tough slate and those 4 freshmen coming in, are you worried about their physical adjustment, being able to go into that slate of collegiate play right off the bat, and do you expect to ask them to kind of grow into the season as it progresses?
No, I'm not worried. That's why we put the time in that we put in. We trust our preparation. We trust the work, and we trust the talent that we have on our team. So it's just a matter of us taking care of ourselves.
For the players, again, you guys played with a really good point guard the last couple years. What is your confidence level in Ricky or whoever might be running the show out front?
Confidence right now is really high. Being on a team, you always trust your teammates. You don't doubt the players that you're playing with. We played with Trevor for 3 years now, and Ricky is a great point guard himself, but they're 2 different players, so you can't compare them. anytime you have a point guard, you just trust his ability. You trust, you're in there working with him every day. You're in the foxhole with him. So, whatever he does, we're going to be happy, and we know that he can do it.
Yeah, like we're 100% behind our point guards. Like we just seen what they did out throughout the summer, and we just build trust. We like brothers out there, so can't help but to trust them.
Let's do one more question.
Coach, just to follow up, I know that Retton is still coming back from his surgery in the off season, and then on Ricky and Michael, was it just stuff that's happened in practice?
Yeah, Retton actually, was making progress off the ankle that he injured last year. He played all last season, and we found out that he had a little floating piece in there that required surgery to remove. Actually, what he's going through now, he sprained the other ankle in practice. So we're dealing with just letting that calm down and get back to where we can continue to make the progress that he needs to make. And Ricky and Ricky's situation was lower leg injury in practice that we've just got to let heal, and then Mike is just dealing with, he had some surgery last year and just some scarring from that surgery to set him back a little bit. But, we expect those guys to be back sooner than later. Actually, he had sports hernia surgery, I think last November. So just dealing with some scarring issues from that.
All right, thank you all for coming.
Okay.